Child of Light is a platforming role-playing game developed by Ubisoft Montreal. The story is about a young girl named Aurora from 1895 Austria, who awakens on the lost fairytale continent of Lemuria. And to return home, she must fight against the dark creatures of the Queen of the Night, who have stolen the sun, the moon, and the stars. At stake is not only Lemuria, but Aurora's true destiny. It took me 7 hours to finish the main story of this game, which is not long because I didn't explore everything yet, and I never really lost any battles, which might not be the case for you. Now, let's move on to the question in every review video that I made. Is Child of Light worth it? Short answer is yes, and let me tell you why. Disclaimer: in this video, I will be talking about major plot points of the main story, so this video will naturally have spoilers for the game. Hey guys, I'm back after a few months of not uploading because of the Dota 2 Battle Pass release, but a few days ago I suddenly gained motivation to play new games and make YouTube videos again. I don't really know if I can make a video every 2 weeks like before, but I hope that I can stay motivated to at least make one video every month. And with all of those being said, let's move on to the review. First off, what even is Child of Light? Child of Light is a turn-based game made by Ubisoft Montreal. It is a reimagining of classic fairy tales, tasking the players with solving puzzles, if you can even call it that, and take part in old-school JRPG combat. In this game, you play as Aurora, a child that was stolen from her home, and to return home, she must retrieve the sun, the moon, and the stars. Next, let's talk about the visuals. The visuals were beautiful. It made me feel like I was inside of a children's fairy tale book with its hand-drawn aesthetic. From a forest to a castle to a village to a well. After that to a plains, then to a small town, to a giant's stomach, to a floating temple, then a dark gloomy castle, and after that we go to an ocean village, then underground to an ocean monument, and lastly to the skies. All of these locations are very distinct and all very memorable. Oh, and let's not forget about the music. The music really captures the feel of a fantasy world and really helps to make the world feel alive. And the music is really emotional. Next is the combat. The combat was pretty fun. I like that you can either attack, defend, or heal, which forces you to make the best decisions at that specific situation. There is also this mechanic where you can use Igniculus to either blind enemies to slow them or use it to heal your own characters instead, which gives you something to do while you're waiting for your turn. There's also this interrupt mechanic where if you damage the enemy while they are casting something, they will get staggered and cancel their attack, which is pretty cool, but this mechanic also applies to you. So you need to keep in mind if you should instead defend and take less damage or try to get lucky and hope you don't get hit. The dialogue was okay. There are no voice acting for the dialogues in the game, and they talk similarly to how bards sing songs and tell stories. It reminds me of Venti's storytelling about Mondstadt's history in Genshin Impact, which sometimes was a little hard to understand because they use Old English, which I'm not familiar with, especially since English is not my first language. But after a while, I got used to it, and I was able to enjoy the dialogue. And it even had some humor mixed up in there, which sometimes just comes out of nowhere and gave me a laugh. Shadow of Light's characters was one of the key parts of this game. Every character had their own stories and their own reasons for joining you in your journey. which made every emotional moment hit harder. Every emotion that I felt was because of the characters in the game that I got attached to. The sadness of leaving my companions behind, the bafflement when I was being betrayed, the happiness when I saw them again, and last but not the least, the feeling of hope when everyone got together for the final fight. And now, the ending. I'm pretty sure you guys can already tell that I like this game. At first, I thought that the story was simple and forgettable, but the ending made the story wrap up beautifully. It ended exactly how it started. It really is like a bedtime story. It's something that you would need to experience yourself in order to understand. So, to answer the question, is it worth it? Well, yes, definitely worth its $15 price tag, and it constantly goes on sale for 70% off on Steam. So if you are still unsure about this game, then you can just put it on your wishlist and wait for it to go on sale. I got mine for free before in the Ubisoft launcher, so I didn't pay for it, but I can definitely attest that it is 100% worth your time. The storytelling and the hand-drawn children's book aesthetic is something that you can only find in this game. And that wraps up my review of this game. If you guys have anything you wanted to add about your own experiences of playing this game, or if you have any game suggestions, then leave a comment down below, and I would love to read them. And with all of that being said, that's all for this video. Much love, and thanks for watching.